Hey everyone, sorry about that. I hope you can find me now. I had to restart that stream. I don't know where that other stream went. Okay, I gotta share this. So, oh man, every time I do this, I always feel like it's like a new time. I'm learning how to do this. Okay, so we go like this. And we do this. Hi guys, if anyone's here. Hey Jenny. I am just literally just trying to figure out how to share my stream, and the other one didn't work because something's weird with my browser or whatever. But it's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us today. Matt will be here in a second. He just got caught up with a call. Typical busy morning when a song comes out. Lots to do. Hello, Russia.
You look okay?
We're live.
Meant to sit comfortable. I was trying to make it comfortable for you.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, look at the light stream I came up with. This is what
you came up with it?
Yeah, I was hoping there was going to be this light stream that came through the room.
Well, you got it.
Not so bad.
You got it. Shay says that he's very reminiscent of the first album, No Surrender. So
nice. That's good.
Norway's here. Mexico's here.
We just got off the phone with our agent.
We did. That is an exciting thing, guys. Agent means
an agent calling
live shows eventually.
An agent calling is a good thing. Agents don't call unless they have something to say.
That's very insightful, Matt. I'm just sharing this to Facebook.
That's very insightful.
Post to Facebook. Give me a few minutes, guys. Just a shout out to all of our psychos out there.
Oh my God. I feel like we just woke up. It's been a crazy past couple of weeks.
Month.
Yeah,
I would say. It has been a crazy
But the past 4 weeks has been insane. Insanity.
Insanity, guys. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes when you're releasing stuff. Like the fact.
So much.
Yeah, just a lot of stuff. And last night I was like up pretty late getting like costumes ready for the next thing we're doing. So it's been insane. Yes, we do need live shows, Jenny. You have 2 streams open, guys. Thank you, Alberto.
What's 2 streams?
I was trying to do the live stream. It wasn't working, and it's because my other browser, for whatever reason, doesn't like my webcam. They weren't like gelling with each other.
How's everybody doing?
How's everybody doing? Cool Technician said it was nice watching us open for Ginger, which a lot of people have mentioned that over the past few days. That was the last time they've seen us.
Thanks to Ginger. You've hooked us up with some new peeps, man.
That is awesome. Okay, I'm just going to quickly tidy up that other stream so people aren't like waiting over there being like, oh, when are they coming? And then no one shows up. So I'm just going to go into my videos.
I can't see anything. I can't read anything. Just hang there. They can look at me though, right? Like I shouldn't do something embarrassing thinking they can't see me.
I think it's just, no, they can still see you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right. Well, it's showing that I only have one open. So hopefully the other one just cancels out. You guys know this is the right one. I shared it. Hey, party people. What's up?
All the costumes and makeup and hair.
Thanks, Victoria. So do you guys have any questions about the new single, about the video?
Our sleep schedule and how we're making this happen?
Yep. Anything that's come up in the last
We're shooting a music video. We're shooting a music video on Saturday. We're shooting a music video on Sunday. This is how we make it happen. 2 different music videos. And that's only parts of the videos. Then we have to go back through the next week and pick up other parts to both of the videos.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's insane. Oh, and now I'm getting text from my manager. See, that's...
Hey, girly, please see mail from Bram.
Okay. Do we sleep at all? I don't know, Jameson. Last 3 days, I felt like I had no sleep. Did you guys know?
No surrender, no sleep.
Did you guys know that I literally was like editing No Surrender until 2 days ago?
No, I thought it was yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning, yeah.
Okay, long story short. We have to get as many videos done as possible because we really want to put out as many music videos for this record as possible. Try to keep the hype going, especially since we can't tour right now. So we're trying to make as many videos as we can. And like our next single that's coming out will have another music video. And we were told that the No Surrender video, we could do just a lyric video if we can't get that done in time. So Sky came up with the concept. We got a hold of a friend, Paul Maxwell, who did direction.
Shout out, Paul.
big shout out to Paul for doing direction photography. He's the one that brought all the cameras and all the lights for us and really has that cool quality, that look that's tight. And so he came and worked with us, and we had to put all this together, but we shot in this really high quality, what do you like?
You don't know. It's like 6K.
6K? I was just like, how do you frame this? Like, I don't even know what that means compared to like how we usually shoot, which is like 1080 some p or whatever. Anyway, so when we got the footage back that we thought Sky would be able to go run with, it was a lot harder to work on our computers. So she spent the past week like just how do you explain what you did the past week? Like,
okay,
Sky stayed up almost every night.
Yeah. So okay, basically. Yeah. When you're working in like super high def, like your computer like does not like you. Like it's like you're putting so much processing into every single shot you're doing. So like literally my computer just started going and just like slowed down to like extra slow motion. And anytime I tried to watch the video to see what I was working on, it would just be like me in slow motion doing like this. And so I was like, how am I supposed to work like this? So luckily Paul came through and helped me figure out kind of some of the technical and the edit stuff. But then on top of it, I'm like, man, I still got all these ideas, like effects I want to do, like, you know, all the symbols going through the doors. And I want to have like all this kind of like static stuff and like my skull going over my face and stuff like that. So then I just like, you know, did those edits and then went back to Paul and then went back to my studio and then tried to do that stuff even when the computer was like blowing up. So it was a process.
And then the whole time I was in the studio or the warehouse that we used for this video, No Surrender, and we're using it for the next two videos. And I was building sets all week long from like about 12 until about 1 a.m. while Sky was doing that. And so we'd meet up and see how each other's work went for the rest of the
we would just like FaceTime to each other. Like Matt and I are very used to like doing everything together. We do everything together, but because we had so much to do, we just started to be like, oh, Jenny's funny. No render instead of no surrender. No render.
It would not render.
No. It would not render.
Sky, I would be like, Sky, can you play me the video so I can see it? And she'd be like, you don't want to see it. And I'd be like, why? She'd hit play and it would be like this. I'm like, okay, I'm out. Like, you're on your own on this one.
But this is, I think, what people don't understand and why bands have such a crazy time doing this stuff is that it really takes like the creative knowledge, but then you also have like the technical knowledge too on how to make things work and then make them work on a small budget. And that's the thing is like we could pay people to help with this stuff, but there's only so far you can go before you're just spending all your budget like troubleshooting and not actually putting towards the music videos that you know, the fun stuff, you know, like the sets and the costumes and all that good stuff. So
yeah, so this one we whipped out pretty fast from the minute you thought about it, your inception. Sky incepted it, and 4 days later we shot it, and then 2.5 weeks you got it all figured out edited wise. Yeah. So we've done faster. Like Undefeated was a faster video. Yeah. But this was faster on the concept that Undefeated we had actually worked out all the ideas, so that's why the day of shooting and editing went fast. Where this was we hadn't worked out everything, some of the logistic ideas. So even though it was fast for shooting, we had some back end that caught up on us, but we're ahead of the game still. We're halfway through our video, all the video sets for
the next one.
We can say our song titles are out, right? So the next song, which is Vertigo, which will be out next month, that song, which is also produced
by Kane
Churko, which is going to be fun. He worked with us on that. That one we're still working on the sets. And so while you guys can, absorb No Surrender for the month, or the rest of the month, we're going to be kicking our butts trying to get Vertigo done. And what, Bad News?
Yeah.
Is that the one you're thinking of?
Yep.
Or I keep fighting about that one. There's another one I'm thinking of. But either way, we've got lots of stuff going on. So anyways, long story short, here we go. What's the next 2 songs? I just told you. That's the first question I read.
Okay, I realized I shared this live video to my personal Facebook, but I didn't share it to Sumo Cyco. So I'm going to do that quickly. And Matt's going to tell you.
Just do your thing. I'm just going to hang out with these people and answer some stuff.
Okay.
Nice guitar playthrough the other day. I'm going to answer the real questions. Okay. Nice guitar playthrough the other day. Still digesting your crazy tuning, A sharp. Right. So my tuning quickly. Yeah, it is in technically what people would call drop C or drop drop C, I would, basically I've tuned the guitar a whole step down, and then I've taken my E string, which would be, and I've gone to A sharp. And it's mainly just to get like this really cool low thing that I don't like to get off the rest of the strings as much. And
look, I'm watching myself. It's like Inception. I'm watching myself live.
Oh, it's weird because it's like behind.
Yeah, it's lagging like a couple
it's like,
seconds.
Whoa. And the other thing that's cool about that tuning is you can reverse chords and get some interesting stuff when you reverse the chords in certain ways on that. So
chords.
I'll do it.
Sorry,
volume. I'll do like a tutorial through it at some point and show you some of the reverse chords that I use that I think are, it's a simple technique. It's nothing major, but they just give you some cool sound. I don't know. Hey Matt, what goes into your guitar tone? I use a ton of stuff. Mesa Boogie is my main guitar head that I really live amp that I use. I love my tones off that. I like pushing the tubes really hard, and I'll use like a tube overdrive on it. And then I use the Positive Grid by Bias Effects right now. I like that a lot. Like that's been giving me a lot of good guitar tones. I mix a lot of that together, and some DI lines. I got a lot. I could do a tutorial sometime, but I don't know if people really like that shit or not. I don't know.
It is a technical thing, so not everybody gets it.
Yeah, I shouldn't be talking about it right now. Some people are like, click, I'm done already.
Guitar people get it. It's just, it's a specialized thing. It's like if I start talking about vocal technique, like there's people who are singers are into it, but
Did
not
you
everybody.
Purposely match Matt's shirt to Sky's hair today? I purposely matched my shirt to her hair. I'm the one thinking.
So I did my hair first and you matched it, or I thought you just put on that shirt and I was like, oh, I have yellow in my hair.
No, I saw your hair and was like, I'm going to put this shirt on.
See, we're so in sync. So, okay. So let's run it down.
Will you release Siren Studio version? I'm going to remix it. I'm going to remix it so it's like a little bit more, because it's an old school mix that I did, and we never released it properly. I think maybe at some point, we can't actually just do that right now. We're with Napalm. You can't just drop a new random song without talking to them first. That's
everything's got to be rolled out.
But if they drop us, I can drop everything after that. We'll see how that goes.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay. So, if you guys don't know, I know Stephen Emmanuel knows this, but it has been 10 years since Sumo Cyco first started. And that's why I went with the crazy like Mercy hair. If any of you guys are OG fans, our first video was yellow and black pattern. So I was like, oh, well, OG Mercy. And thank you guys for 10 years of hanging out with us. And for those of you that are new and it's taken us 10 years to finally reach you, thank God we stuck with it, eh? Thank God.
That's good. That's really good. Thank God we did this.
Yeah.
It hasn't completely paid itself out here. Like we're still like, knock on wood, we're still just keep growing.
But I always say the way to make it as a rock band these days is persistence. I mean, all the bands that I see rising to the top of the charts now are all bands that have been like in it. They have been busting their butts.
We don't even care about charts. We just need to survive. That's the main thing.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's 10 years. Thank you guys so much for the amazing journey. And it's kind of
leak the song. Oh yeah, I could leak it.
It's kind of crazy, that you're documenting yourself saying that. So that's
never mind. I can never leak anything. No leaking.
That's so cool, guys. Well, thank you for all the memories. And repost your memories. Like today, if you have any photos of Sumo Cyco and yourself at shows or good memories, we'd love to see your memories. Like, give me the feels for 10 years being in a band and having all these experiences. So if you have any of that stuff, tag us in it. We'd love to see all your memories over the years. That's so cool. No Surrenders out today. You guys are our core fans here, and we just appreciate you guys jumping on, liking the video, commenting. Everywhere you see Sumo Cyco pop up on your feeds today, make sure you leave a comment and a like. Those things just really, really help the algorithms.
This guy, Ian's saying he needs to get us in the new Deadpool movie. Yep, do it. I'm in, Ian. Go for it.
Message. Look up who the music director is. Do some like crazy like cyber research or something and find us a way to get into a movie.
Bystander got play on Sirius yesterday, was it? Or today?
Yes.
Was it today?
No, yesterday. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it got played today, but it definitely got played yesterday a couple times. And we saw a lot of you guys posting that it got played. And that is a huge deal for us, guys. Sumo Cyco does not get radio play typically. So this is amazing.
Kerrang, like some things.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Not much. We've never really kind of got too much radio play. We don't really think about it, I guess.
Yeah, so whenever somebody does start to share a little interest in playing, we got to let them know that we like hearing Sumo Cyco on the radio.
Yeah, so if you listen to Liquid Metal, feel free to write over there and let them know that you like it or want
But today is also very important. So any of you guys that do have satellite radio, Sirius XM, if you guys know the massive channel Octane with Jose Mangan, guys, tonight they're going to be putting Bystander on the test drive.
Is Jose on Octane as well? I thought he was on Liquid Metal.
Well, I'm going to say...
Liquid Metal's his show.
Right.
Either way, we're on test drive on Octane, I think.
Yeah, I'm just checking the email. That was the email my manager texted me about.
Which is kind of cool because if they like us, they might add us and then we get more play and then yada, yada, yada. You know, we might actually grow a little bit more.
Right. So today, 6 p.m. is when the show starts.
6 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time. And it's Twitter is where you guys need to be at to make sure that SXM Octane and hashtag test drive knows that you're listening and that you like the song. Because we're going to be test driven with a bunch of other songs tonight on Octane. And
it's like a competition.
Well, it's not necessarily a competition.
That's okay. We've got lots of cool people that love us and hang out with us.
I think
they depend on some people here.
I think they want to know if the audience is digging it. Right. They need to know. So you guys have got to let them know. So if any of you guys are Sirius XM listeners and you listen to Octane, then yes, you guys need to tweet.
Can you please, not need to, can you please do us a favor and support the band? You've already gone this far with us. You could help us even more. Just get on and go onto Twitter and just let Sirius know and Octane know that you're digging the song if they play it.
So it's hashtag test drive. Hashtag test drive at... It's the Twitter for the Octane, which is SXM, Sirius XM, Octane. Okay, I'll put another post about it so you guys will be reminded about it.
But you guys, being the closest of us, the real Psycho family, I know, and a lot of you aren't even in the country. Even if you can do that little support for us, if you're around, you want to tweet them and let them know that you checked it out and you think it should be on Octane, that'd be great.
Yeah, so that's a big deal for us. So we're really excited about that. And obviously it's been a crazy whirlwind since Bystander has just been kind of doing its own thing.
It's been like
growing
and crazy.
Yeah, as you guys know, there's a lot of, when you open yourself up to a new group of fans, you always invite some people that aren't as big a fan, that they're just like haters, which is fine. I don't expect everyone to like us. I like being a polarizing band. I like that people love and hate us.
Post this on Facebook. Yeah, we'll post the details about that. Yes, we will.
Thank you guys. And I'll put it in. If any of you guys are not part of the Psychos Unite Facebook group, please just send a member request and you guys can be part of our Psychos Unite Facebook group where you guys can post to the group and be part of the discussion of all the Sumo Cyco stuff. So most of you are part of that group, but if you're not, just do it now while you're here and while you're thinking about it. And it's cool to see you guys being like, hey, like I'm from Ireland, I'm from Dublin.
Paul and Lydia are already starting on the top hat and chicken wings.
Perfect. We always got top hat chicken wings,
baby.
That's amazing. So, and I wanted to mention a couple other things too, but I'll do a re-up and kind of go through everything again. But some of you guys are wondering about the quiz because obviously in No Surrender, I reference all the 4 gangs that was in our original quiz. Now, for those of you new coming to the band, you might be like, why are these symbols there? Which gang am I? How do I know? Where do I take the quiz? Well, Sky Sweetnam is having this on her list. And it has just been a very busy time, but I just have to
Are you talking in third person?
I am.
Sky Sweetnam. isn't here right now.
It's because she's like I'm like the one talking to you guys, and she's like the one working like behind the scenes, be like a little,
Hey, this
like the
person
little
says,
squirrel in our attic today.
I'll be honest, bystanders, the first I heard of you guys, it's a banger. I'm happy to go down the rabbit hole. Thank you.
That's sick.
That's awesome.
What's kind of cool is like we were talking today about the fact that we are 10 years old as a band, so it gives you a lot of rabbit hole to go down, which is kind of fun. It's a long hole.
It's a really long hole.
You'll just keep falling in.
You'll never find the rabbit.
Yeah. So talking about this quiz, it's on my list to do. Basically what happened is I redesigned our website. And now I have to integrate the quiz into the website. So again, technical stuff, even though obviously the quiz is made, I thought maybe I'll make a few new questions for you guys, for those of you that have already taken it, want a refresher, and I'll post it. But it's going to take me like a week or so because I'm really busy this week doing videos, but I'm going to do it.
Said, Sky is the nerd at the PC, severs the front leg.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Sky's wearing a bun in the top of her hair with no makeup on, that's like wired on caffeine, no sleep. Like, just do it. All this.
Stop talking! No, I'm just joking.
Okay. You got it. Happy 10-year anniversary. Thanks, Adam. So, yeah. So, if you guys are just joining us, Matt kind of gave the rundown of how crazy No Surrender kind of came together. If you guys are new here, we direct and like produce all of our own music videos. And especially in times of COVID, it really lands on our shoulders since we can't really have like a big film crew or anything. We got to keep it as small as possible.
Our miners are happy to see you.
Miners, like actual
mining,
or like miners,
like miners, little guys.
I think a little lost in
translation.
translation.
Both think diggers, like of course there's like miners, but you use an O in miners, right?
Yeah, but I also think that it looks like it's Russian, maybe lost in translation. But Karaganda?
Kindergarten? Miners!
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought too, like kids.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Or if it's the miners that you're in a hole somewhere, hey, thanks for liking it.
Yeah. Ian's wondering where you can buy a Sumo Cyco ring like the one I had. Well, that was a gift given to me by Frankie, who had one of her friends that does jewelry making, personally made a one-of-a-kind pure silver ring. So it is very special and one of a kind. And I know that even if I want to get them made, they would be pretty expensive because it's like solid silver, right? So you're looking in the multiple hundreds of dollars, I would think, to get them, to sell them for you guys. So that's why I haven't jumped on it. It's quite an expensive situation. Like some of the objects that we'd love to get for you guys, like we would need to do a pre-order because I just wouldn't be able to like spend, like if I wanted to buy like 50 rings, I don't know.
Hey, look at this. John Smith. Ever thought about green screening one of your music videos like Grimes does? I do 3D and video editing. Would love to have editing some cool effects and short, blah, blah, blah. Hey, John,
send us.
Email us, sumocyco@gmail.com. Send us if you have any art or reel, because we definitely don't mind handing out some extra work to be done sometimes to help us. That's for sure.
Yeah, John, you can email us at sumocyco@gmail.com. Yeah. And if you have a reel or some CGI stuff that you've done, the 3D animation, big fan of a lot of that stuff coming out now. I think with music videos budgets getting slashed like smaller and smaller, a lot of people are relying, instead of getting like a big set and lots of lights, they do exactly what you say, is they film on a green screen and then find somebody super talented in CGI world to like go ham on it.
Hello from Ukraine. Can you say anything in Russian? You know, we were out with Ginger and we
learned a couple words.
I don't remember them though. I didn't suck them in. Remember, we just asked them to show us how to swear.
Oh yeah, that's the typical.
But it wasn't like we walked around swearing in Russian all the time, so I don't remember.
Bonding moment where you ask.
How do you say fucking Russian, man?
Yeah.
How do you say fucking Russian? Anybody?
I don't know. You're really not helping the YouTube algorithm.
Sorry for the miners.
Sorry for the miners.
Sorry for the miners.
Miners from the city of Karaganda. Okay, so they are miners.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's really cool. Like, do you guys play music in the mines?
Hello from Czech Republic.
Would it echo? All these questions came to mind. What do you mine for? How deep are you in the ground?
Hello from Sweden.
Have you found anything cool under there?
Miners from the city. This is awesome. Collab with Ginger. You know what? It was great touring with them. Collab isn't going to happen. That band is in there. They're on their pace and they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
love them though.
We are, if you guys are saying UK, Norway touring plans. So we, like Matt said, we literally just got off the phone with our agent. So these are just the preliminary discussions. But as the world starts getting vaccinated and it starts kind of turning back normal, we are going to kind of look to the future and plan something, hopefully, fingers crossed, for the end of the year. So we're just, being optimistic here that something might happen, but we can't give you any details yet because we're literally just figuring it all out. So we'll let you know when we know. Do you guys have any questions about the song?
This guy Jordan says I'm so hot. Oh. Hey, thanks, Jordan. I appreciate that. You're pretty good looking too, man.
He is pretty hot.
Oh yeah, I know. I like his hair. It's got good hair.
Got a haircut yesterday.
He did?
You did.
Oh, me. You're talking about me. I thought I was talking about Jordan's hair. I was like, what? Jordan sent you a picture of his hair?
Come to Bloodstock UK. We would love to do all those festivals, guys. Like, there's nothing that we don't want to do. It's more of like, will they let us do it? Where do you get your hair extensions from? I actually get them from all over the place. I get them different stores, but I buy a lot of them from Bellamy. And I re-dye them. So like this yellow one used to be blonde. So I had it as a blonde piece for a long time. And then I just dyed it yellow. And I just kind of recycle them because they're very expensive hair extensions.
We haven't got somebody's saying, have you got your shots yet? We haven't got our shots yet. We're not first in lines, which is fine.
In Canada, it's looking like we probably will be into May, June-ish for our age groups to get our shots.
But everything's rolling, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. My grandparents have their appointment, so I'm so excited. That's
hello from Chile, news. South America. I knew the band today and sounds really cool. Love it. Thank you. Matt,
what's your most recent tattoo?
I haven't done any tattoos lately. In the past month or two, we've been so swamped. My last one was on my leg. I did a rocket ship. I think I showed it last time, and it's nothing spectacular, but
he's learning.
I'm learning. Like I think I showed everybody. It's my ugly leg.
It's not ugly. It's just a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm gonna put a solar system going through here eventually.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm still learning.
Yeah, Brian, we were just talking about that touring. We will let you guys know as soon as we know if anything is scheduled. Right now, we're hoping, fingers crossed, for something at the end of the year. We're going to see opportunities that'll come up. But you guys have to also know that a lot of bands have been anxiously waiting for this day when everything opens up. So a lot of the venues that haven't closed down, because some have been booked solid for months because everyone's trying to do all the touring that they would have done in the last year. They're trying to do it as soon as possible. So it is a challenge also to get dates, to get the venues. Unfortunately, a lot of them was closed.
New Tune Rocks. Love the t-shirt. Yeah, can't go wrong with this t-shirt. It's a good show. Future news. Can't wait until hitting them there.
Thank you.
Hey,
hello from England.
Happy
you guys make
New
the documentary?
Year.
Yes. So
can't wait to see you guys. Oh, the documentary. Steve made a documentary about us. Beat us to the punch, apparently.
Yeah.
We haven't watched it, dude. You made it too long. We lived it.
Yeah, if anyone wants to check out the documentary Steven made, it's on YouTube, which is part 1, right, Steven? Part 1 of the 10-year anniversary, going through all the things
eventually
that we went
we'll
through.
Sit and watch it.
Some of the clips he dug up from the ceiling fan incident and stuff. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know people were saying that crap about me when I got my head.
Please come to New England. We will eventually.
Cool. So as to address the one question about the, so yes, you will be getting a new quiz with the gangs, and you also will be getting a more storyline as we progress through the record. But No Surrender was very much performance-based kind of piece that I would like to present as a little bit more bring out the band a little bit more, show our little rock side.
Do you guys still personally getting this guy? I think the music is 10-10, human until No Surrender. You're talented, hardworking guys. Thank you so much. Wisconsin, can't wait for you back. Thank you, Chris. Dan, new fan. Love you guys. Thanks,
Thank
Dan.
you guys. Thank
This
you
is
guys,
awesome.
honestly, for all the kind reviews about No Surrender. A lot of you said it's like a new favorite for you, which is kind of cool. And we were talking about how it kind of has a limp vibe a little bit.
Yeah, well,
If you
just that
guys feel
swingy, what I call it the Viking march, the dun da da dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da da.
Right.
And I feel like that it has that, you know, that bit of a march vibe behind
Yeah,
it.
for those of you guys that are new fans, one of our first songs we ever released was called Limp, and it kind of had that vibe. So we're bringing it back.
Love You Wrong or Run
So,
with Giants. Our
what you
remix
guys
for the
can-
album? Yes,
Yes.
they have been redone. There's been some stuff redone for both the songs on the record.
So the story of the dead girl in No Surrender. The character is part of the Assassiners gang. And basically, you'll just be learning as I go through this record cycle more and more about, you know, what the gang's backstories are. So, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. One day when Matt's not around, because he's not as much into the geeky stuff as I am, I'm going to do...
I'm into answering most of
I was thinking, what do you guys think about this? What if I did a YouTube live where you could hang out with some of the characters from the video, so that you could ask the character questions about Cyco City and the character would give you the answers.
I'd really like you guys to sing with Chris from Motionless. Well, I mean, you'd have to ask Chris that.
Yes, Kat. I'm
Message
curious
Chris.
as to where the new Anonymous 9 red-haired chick is going to take us in the next video. Well, Anonymous 9 is anonymous. So the reason why they're Anonymous 9 is because there's never the same 9 at one time. And that was the whole point of the fact that they're just a random 9 people. And they're no specific people, and that's why they show up looking different. So that's why my character in Run with Giants is different, has a different look than the one in No Surrender, because it's a different anonymous version. And it was kind of inspired by the fact that everyone is kind of anonymous on the internet in a way.
Alberta wants to send you spare wigs. Says yes, some spare wigs.
Sure, you can. I'm down with that.
Where do we send it to?
To our P.O. box, which is Box 94, Bimbrook, Ontario. I will have the postal code should be on the store, but I'll post it somewhere. Can we plan any fan mail? Yes, same thing. Same question. I'm just answering the same question. See you, Ian. Thanks for coming by. If you guys want a directive of why we're doing this live stream, we like hanging out with you because we're bored sometimes, not being social. And we also released a new single today.
We haven't had time sometimes.
And we released a new single today. So if any of you guys don't know that, that is like a big deal today for us, is No Surrender dropped today. So if you haven't heard it or seen it, we want you to go over to Napalm Records YouTube channel. Napalm Records is our record label. They're hosting our last 2 music videos and will host our future music videos for this record cycle. So you should be subscribed to them, and you should like the video and you should comment on the video, because like I said before, it is sometimes when you're reaching out to new people, you get some feedback, some amazing, some not so good. And so we're trying to get the good above the not so good.
Yeah, Lydia's saying it's good to see so many positive comments on the video already. Yeah, I appreciate that too. Thanks for pointing that out, Lydia. Like, it's already, it's been up and we've checked it out, and yeah, we're not getting as many. I actually don't mind the trolling. I think it's pretty funny. I can get sucked in pretty good. I'm like, oh, this is great. These people just, the more they hate, the more I want them to see it. I'm just like, whoa.
Well, the thing is like, everything I feel in the entertainment business that it causes like a strong opinion, whether it's good or bad, usually ends up doing better than things that are like, oh, that's good. But that's like that best reaction you get, right? Like, it needs to have that love, hate, passion behind it to make something like, truly, worth talking about.
Adam Sharp saying, have you seen any comments on it? Have you seen any hate comments on it? Well, we haven't looked at it too much. It just came out, so I haven't. We realized what we ran into with Bystander. We're like, oh man, there's definitely some elitists, some hardcore people out there off the Napalm, followers that just are like against colorful, different kind of rock that we are into, and that's fine, but you don't have to go out of your way to be so evil to human beings. But some people find that, like, there's tons of fucking bands I don't like. I just don't go out of my way to write them and tell them that. I just go, hey, I let it pass right by. I don't even bother watching the fucking video. But but it is kind of funny, and it's also quite entertaining and interesting. It really kind of makes me understand who we even want as a follower or a fan or somebody that cares about our band, and who we don't want anyways. I don't want misogynistic, racist pricks in our fucking place anyways. So that, and half of them seem that way. Some of them seem homophobic. Some of them seem against the misogyny is insane. Some of the slut calling just because she decided to wear some underwear. Give me a fucking break. So that kind of stuff is just, it's over the top. But on the other hand, it really gives me an eye opener of like, I don't need these people anyways. So I'm not trying to win them fucking over when I see them write something stupid like that. I'm like, good riddance.
Yeah. Totally. It's passionate, man.
Brutal.
But yeah, it's like, I've been training for this my whole life, guys. I've got a very thick skin. But I know that not everyone out there does have that thick skin, and it's not, obviously it's not right to do that stuff online, but for me, at the end of the day,
did the bass player
I understand
change?
how it works.
Yeah, the bass player changed a while ago. We've had Oscar with us for a couple years. Kenny, one of my best friends and one of Sky's best friends who played with her for years, he kind of fell in love at one point, and kind of got pretty busy, and we didn't really do too much of a disclaimer because he's a family member, and if Oscar ever drops out, like, I'll call Kenny right away, but he got pretty busy.
Yeah, we're like I said in the last stream, we're like good friends with all of the members that have ever been in Sumo Cyco. There's no bad blood or anything. Usually it's as I said before, being in a band takes a lot of time. You're away from home. You're not making a ton of money, especially at the beginning. You're not making any money. So it's a huge commitment, and you can't expect everyone to be able to always work their entire life around your project. So it just, life takes people in different directions. So it's no hard feelings. It's just the way things work out. And Matt and I are the visionaries, I guess you could say. Like, we're the songwriters of the band. We come up with like all the concepts of the videos. Like, so that's why we have like this extra creative investment in this project that we
Are there any LGBT characters in Cyco City?
Of course. Yes. Everything goes in Cyco City, guys. It's like,
what do you think that redhead was doing? That redhead with her little dance with that bat? She had some plans.
The one thing that I've found was a very interesting twist of events that I had to take for the videos, if you guys are interested, is when I first started this album cycle with Love You Wrong and with Run with the Giants and this whole gang theme, I had assumed we would be having actual extras and more characters to bring into these videos. And then COVID happened, and I'm like, I can't get like a big group of a baseball team or a big group of people together to make these videos, even though my concept was about having a lot more characters kind of show up from Cyco City. So that's why I've had to reimagine things in my own way, kind of playing all the different characters because of just the practicalities of being able to do
Thanks,
videos.
Robert. Robert's just giving us some love about our how you control the crowd.
Oh, thanks,
Robert's
Rob.
new to the band. He's liking it.
Yeah. Matt and Sky, which started first, the band or the relationship? I don't know. It kind of happened at the same time in a weird way.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Yeah. Do you guys do skincare? Y'all look fresh and young. This guy attributes his gorgeous glowing skin to no stress.
No kids. That's what I say.
Well, there's other things that are stressful. Kids can be stressful, but you just always tell
they're
yourself.
the most stressful. I don't think any parent wouldn't say that that's the most stressful. Even more than money, you want to make sure your kid isn't getting killed, kidnapped. I think that there's a constant worry. As soon as you have a child, there's a constant worry in the back of your brain that's putting wrinkles like this, like.
Matt's skincare is chicken wings. Yeah, he just like rubs barbecue sauce all over
chicken
his
wings
face.
Everywhere, oil.
It's a natural oil from the cooking pan. Gross.
I definitely don't like to stress. I think that stress is one of the big killers and makes people age really fast.
I feel like the last few weeks my skin has not been as good as usual because I've been getting no sleep and stressed. Yeah, Yeah, we'd love to do that.
Ian Shaw, new single is huge. Thanks, Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
Ian's our agent that called us. We love you.
What's up, Ian? Well, I'm glad that you guys are liking the single. Do you guys have any questions about the song or the lyrics or how we made the video or anything like that? Feel free. Any questions you guys have to like shoot them our way. We'll answer them for you. New fan here. Love your energy, killer songs. Thank you so much, Sean.
James Thornton. Kids are stressful. Truth. Hi, my name is Dave Fiddler.
Eloise, thank you so much. That's
hi, my
so
name
nice.
is Dave Fiddler. Say hi to the new people. Dave Fiddler. What? Eloise is online now?
Yeah.
Hi, Eloise. Happy couple days late birthday.
That's great to see that. You just said Mr. A refund.
You want a refund?
No, he doesn't want a refund. I find it really hard to like pronounce screen names, you know, because like they're sometimes have numbers or like they're combinations of words or whatever. Sometimes they're not always easy to pronounce.
Efren. We met him. We met him in.
I don't know if it's the same guy because he ends with an M.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh, good question, Jordan. Is it getting easier or harder to create new videos?
Jordan, you
Shout
know
out
us.
to Jordan.
Jordan's like a good friend of ours.
You guys know him from the early Sky Sweetenham days.
Like,
he showed up in like
he was around before
a bunch
I was.
of the videos. He was taking photos all the time. You guys, you OG Sky Sweetenham fans will remember.
I love him.
Jordan. But it is getting harder and easier at the same time because you have to keep upping your production value because we're getting better and bigger as a band and you just want to do better and bigger things and faster.
I think my point of view,
but then you're also learning more at the same time.
actually a little less in agreement. I think that in some ways, yes, the production value has to be great in some ways, but I think that you prove that and I think the world has proved that you don't always have to have the best production value as much as great idea, great song. If the great song and great video idea, then I think I'd rather take that over really high quality of boring or not, you know, or typical stuff. So I don't really think the quality has to be as super high as some people think. You know, even myself, I get in that headspace too, where I'm like, it has to be super high quality, but I don't know if you have a great idea or video or a song, then it really helps. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so this is cool. I just learned this technique that we can pin a question so that we can save it at the top to remember.
Oh.
So I was saving Kenny's question, which was, will the other two videos be simpler like Bystander, or did you film them before this shit situation happened? So you say simpler like Bystander. Well, technically Bystander to me is way more complicated than No Surrender because of the amount of different setups, different special effects, whereas Bystander all took place in one room and
no, I think he meant the other way around. Now he has this other thing that says meant this one, not
Bystander. Right.
Now it makes sense. Yes. This one was a little more simple because we are trying to make as many music as possible and we had to squeeze this one in. Like originally we were going to release Vertigo as our very first single. And then we got a different kind of business plan. We flipped the switch and we went, let's do Bystander, No Surrender, Vertigo, which screwed us a little bit when we decided to do this with our team and ourselves because we already started filming Vertigo. So we had to go backwards and go, okay, we got to push number 3 into number 1. Number 2 still stays number 2, but then, yeah, anyways. So it pushed us a little bit in a weird, it put us behind the gun instead of, we thought we were ahead of the gun filming this video, thinking we're going to have Vertigo done before they even asked for the video. And then they were like, can we do...
It's a very complicated situation.
It was like working out a plan on how to release something.
And you also have to think about, like, for instance, there's one scene we filmed for Vertigo, which what we did in the summer because we knew we had to do it outside and we wouldn't be able to do it in Canadian winter. So you kind of have to think weird ahead like that.
Yeah, we're thinking the way like a TV show puts together stories where we're like, even though this doesn't completely have a complete... It's still music videos. It's definitely like Sky is going like, oh, we need this over here, that over here, and then we need it to come back over here for this video.
But then you're realizing that the COVID rules keep changing. So you come up with this great plan to do something, and then the band, I can't see the band for a few weeks, or there's just things that come up when you're like, I just have to rework the plan. Like I had a concept for No Surrender, but had to change it when I realized that COVID hit and I couldn't have as many people. So there's just like so many things that change. And then the label says, oh, we have this budget.
So
and then
we'll go
you're
back
like,
to the question and just straight up,
change.
Vertigo will be probably feel a little bit more like Bystander in some ways, or a mix of the two. Like it's not gonna. It has more shots. It has more scenes. We've built.
Oh man, I'm really behind on the questions.
We've built about 6 different
Jack
scenes for this one.
asked, he's new to the band, and said, "Do you make your own sets and everything?"
Everything.
If you want to check it out, we do behind the scenes videos on this on Napalm's channel. We just released a fun one for Bystander, and you could definitely see like the process on how we make our own videos, how we use the green screen. I do all of the special effects stuff. I'm learning. I'm an After Effects newbie, but I love it. And what's your fave German band?
My fave German band. Oh man, that was an interesting question.
That is an interesting question.
Like I can go into some of the punk rock I liked. I used to listen to a band Wizzo I thought was from Germany that I really liked back in the day. But I mean, you know, there's some pretty good ones out there. Rammstein's always been one of those guys that Sky and I always put on. What else do we like? I mean, I don't know that much.
How can I give you money right now this second? Well, just sumocyco@gmail.com is our PayPal. I'm not going to say no, but if you want to actually buy something from us, you can go to sumocyco.com, and we'd really appreciate if you purchased our new record, pre-ordered it. The pre-order, I don't know if you guys know this, but pre-ordering a record actually helps a band more than just buying it when it comes out, because you want to try to concentrate all your sales to count for that first day of release. And when you pre-order, it adds up all the sales of all the pre-orders. And then the day that it releases, it counts them all in one day. So it can like really, really help it look like, you know, all these sales come in, which can help a band chart, which can help a band like in the industry being like, oh, they sold all this. That's the game that we play.
I'm so messed up. All I keep thinking about is German bands now. You know, whoever asked that question, feel free to send some good German rock my way, because
all I can think of is Rammstein.
That's what I mean. Is like I'm sure that
I'm probably very too general.
Without sounding ignorant, I'm probably listening to German bands that I don't even realize are German because they're singing in English. Maybe I don't know, but I definitely don't go out of my way to look for bands that are singing in German. So if you got any suggestions where you're like, you should check this shit out, then I have no problem checking it out. I definitely would love to hear people's input.
I know a good one, Nookie Jar.
Nookie Jar.
Yeah, everyone go check out Nookie Jar. Question about Bystander. How did you film the falling sequence? Again, in our behind the scenes of Bystander, you can check out on Napalm Records YouTube channel. We show all of that stuff. So you can see how we're on the green screen and Matt's filming me from the rafters with the leaf blower. It's really glamorous, guys.
I mean, it was smart ideas. It's all green screen ideas that we came up with. That, you know, if you just the real art is not shooting on the green screen, is making sure that you can get rid of the shadow on the green screen, because that's really hard to key out. And once you figure out how to get rid of that, diffuse it a bit, and get rid of that, then it's not so hard. It's more when it comes down to the effects, Sky having to take it and now work the green screen. That's when it really gets a little more complicated than just shooting on green screen. You know.
Yeah.
American Scream.
Sick. Thanks, Steven, for supporting and pre-ordering the record. Thank you for pre-ordering on iTunes, guys.
Oh, Contrast. That's a German band? I know that band. I love those guys. I actually like them a lot. See, I didn't know that was a German band. That makes complete sense. I thought it was like maybe a Swedish band. I don't know why. I thought it was in my head. I wouldn't know. But that's cool. I like that band.
Okay, sweet, guys. Thank you for everyone commenting on getting your bundles, getting your pre-order vinyl. You know what also helps? I'm just going to throw this out there. Is this day and age, everyone's streaming, but not as many people are actually purchasing music on iTunes, Amazon Music, Apple Music. That purchase goes so a long way to help bands with charting, with actually showing that there's income coming to the label, because the 99 cents that you spend on a track is like 100 times more, if not more, than what we get paid per spin on Spotify. So, or a streaming service. So literally, if you want to multiply like the amount that you're giving us to support, like literally by giving 99 cents versus a fraction of a cent.
Ian Shaw says Eskimo Callboy is a German band. I had no clue, Ian. I've been listening to those guys. I've literally got their CDs right there. I know Eskimo Callboy. I had no clue that was German. I thought it was British, to be honest. I think.
Well,
Sorry.
thank you,
I'm an
Anna, for
idiot.
buying on iTunes. I appreciate it. And even if you like to stream, that's cool if that's how you listen to music. But also just giving that 99 cents and just purchasing it really does help the band, not only financially, but let's like the record know in a monetary way, which is what everyone cares about, that, you know, that there is support for us out there. So that really, really helps, guys. So I know it's like buying music is kind of an old fashioned thing, unless it's like a physical copy, but still buying a digital version really does help. And of course, pre-ordering on our website, which you're going to do if you haven't
Ian,
done
get
yet.
us on tour with them. I want to go out with Eskimo Callboy now that you said that you know that you promoted them to me. I
They're a
like
fun
that band.
band.
I think we could open for those guys.
Yeah, Stephen, feel free to film your reaction to No Surrender. I enjoyed your last one. 3 copies of the album coming. Amazing, Adam. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, 5 stars on iTunes. Thank you. That's also really helping writing reviews. So you guys know that you can be keyboard helpers. That doesn't take you to get away from your phones or away from your computers, and you can still help the band a lot by just reviewing. Came across you guys because YouTube wouldn't stop recommending Bystander. Y'all fucking amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Laz.
That's awesome.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. Glad you're part of the fam. We are celebrating 10 years as a band today. So if you haven't checked out our past catalog, we have so much stuff on this channel that you can, if you guys want to shout out what video or song you think would be a good one for the new people to check out if they're brand new to the band, that might help some of the newbies kind of get a head start on where to start with all the videos. But I would say probably head to the playlist that is our official music videos and just go through that. That's a lot of fun. Anonymous 9 member bundle. I hope you guys got that. That's awesome. And like I said earlier in the stream, I'm going to be reissuing our quiz probably in the next, I would say, a week or two. So you guys have that to look forward to.
Well, how's Axel? What bands are you influenced by?
Oh, so many. If you guys don't know what really inspired the band to even start, was a band called Skindred out of UK, which anyone in UK will completely know who I'm talking about, and people in North America will maybe not know who I'm talking about. So I want to spread. They should though. So I want to spread the word about this band because Skindred is literally one of my biggest inspirations, and we did a song with Benji on our last record, Opus Mar. So that's one of the main things.
But so you know, System of a Down,
Rage Against the Machine, No Doubt,
Refused. There's some bands we love, No Doubt. You know,
Enter Shikari is awesome.
Yeah, Enter Shikari. We like a lot of these bands, and we just kind of steal
one of my
favorite.
One of my favorite bands that nobody knows about as well is the band Animal Alpha.
Yeah, that one's a great.
They released a couple records like back in the early 2000s, and then they disbanded.
Skunk and Antsy. That's another one.
Skunk and Antsy is really epic.
Yeah, we like them too.
But Animal Alpha, talking about them was one of like the things that made me decide I want to do a project that's a little bit psycho.
Yeah, we very first heard Animal Alpha on that video game I was playing, ATV Off-Road Fury.
I think Animal Alpha is German.
No, they're Swedish.
Oh, they are Swedish.
They're
okay,
Sweden,
sorry.
I think.
See, it's so ignorant. I can't tell languages.
I believe they're Swedish, but then again, I could be wrong. But that band, that was 92 or 94 when they put out those records.
Yes, Fire, Fire, Fire.
Fire, Fire, Fire was the first song I heard from that band. And I was like, Sky, this is fucking crazy. And you were like, this is fucking crazy. And then we like downloaded or just checked it all out. And you know, for the records, there's like a couple songs on each record that I'm like, nah. But like for most majority, both those records have some awesome stuff.
Like her rhythms are so sick. I don't even know half the lyrics because I couldn't find them anywhere. But
yeah, that was good
but seriously big inspiration.
She started another band. I don't know what she went to, but
it was called like Jerv or something. DERV, I think.
Yeah.
But never hit me the same as Animal Alpha. Animal Alpha is like there's a few songs that are just so
I would say
instrumental.
that is an honest influence of our band. We both of us fell in love with that band around the same time, and we're like, whoa, there's some cool shit going on here.
Yeah. Very true. Can you guys please answer my question? Sorry, I missed your question, Allie. Just type it in again. Another band I love is Blackbriar. They're from Netherlands. Okay, cool. We'll have to check them out. Junk Girl basically was a name for when I was working doing social media marketing and video production, which because I've been so busy with Sumo Cyco, I haven't had to take on as many clients, which is actually in some ways a good thing because it means I get to focus on Sumo Cyco.
Norwegian. I knew they were close. I was close. Sorry.
But yeah, but like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like I have to hustle in between stuff. If I'm not touring, if I'm not releasing music at Sumo Cyco, I have to make money somehow. So I kind of use my skills that I have as a director or doing social media, and I get hired by other artists to help them out, to help develop them. But right now I have no time to work with other artists.
Do you have any other cover songs planned, and what songs would you love to cover?
We don't have any planned right now. We're 100% focused on our new album.
You can throw us suggestions though.
But yeah, we're open to suggestions, especially when it comes to playing live. We might come up with a new one maybe next time we get to play live, hopefully. But cover songs are a tricky thing. I mentioned this before. It's like some of the thing that I fear about the most is that you do a cover song and it blows up so big.
Cats singing it, right?
Oh yeah. Shut face up. Yeah. That's awesome that you guys know that. But yeah, no, it's
oh, we need a second guitarist, do we? He's like, I play rhythm. That's one extra mouth to feed. Sorry.
Do you guys think you would ever make a CD with non-album songs like Danger Limp, etc.? So technically back in the day we did make what we call the sampler CD, which had our earlier songs. We made about 1,000 copies of them and just had every song, I think like 6 songs that we had before we started releasing records. Maybe we could reissue but
we're gonna remix.
We can't do it right now.
We're gonna remaster after the new record's out. When a year from now or something, maybe we'll remix and remaster some oldies that'll get out there that you guys can pick up for sure. We own them. Why can't we?
Yeah.
Plus, I love remixing and trying to make things sound better.
Thanks, Tim. We got another new fan there. Just found out about us today.
Timo.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's sick. Thanks for joining us. Like we said, Tim, this is 10 years of us as a band today. So if you want to check out some of our older material, we've got like albums and tons of videos on our channel. So feel free to check it all out.
I got the sample.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The follow-up project is Deserve. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Just Jerv?
Jerv, maybe? Silent D?
D?
Yeah.
Like gent?
Yeah.
Maybe. But I always say, it's that degent music that people listen to. Let's do a degent riff here.
Right.
Sorry. I like gent music. I think it's awesome.
Poland. Okay. Poland. He's like, don't forget about Poland. Okay. We'll try to remember all this stuff, guys, but really it comes down to promoters. Don't forget about it?
Like I'm supposed to be just thinking about Poland all the time?
This is what
you guys forget about Poland.
You guys can, so I like explaining a little bit to this, just people understand how it works. We can't go to Poland unless someone is going to pay the expenses for us to get there. So we need a promoter that's willing to pay Sumo Cyco to play a show. And that's the way the business works with promoters. Promoters hire the bands, and then it's their job to like make sure the venue's good, make sure that fans come. So if you have a local venue in Poland that is like your place where you're like, man, Sumo Cyco should play here in my local venue, find out who the promoter is of that venue and message them and say, message Sumo Cyco, we want to see them. And that's how you actually get.
We just had a promoter try to ask us to come to the Ukraine or to Russia, and he understood. He was like, obviously, he's like, we can't obviously just fly you here for this, but he's like, when you decide to do the next European tour, I'd like to make sure that I'm involved, and maybe we can get you over to Kiev. I think it was Kiev. Yeah. Which I was like, that is so sick. So that's a perfect example right there of like, how it really works. Yeah, you basically just need to get a promoter who's willing to arrange the show in Poland for us. And if he reaches out to our agent, then it's more likely that'll happen versus just telling us to go there. Have you guys heard of Love and Death? It's Head from Korn's other band. I didn't know that. No. I didn't know Head had another band. That's cool. I'll check that out. Allie Ashes is in Kentucky right now, and she has a couple cute little girls, and she kind of retired a little bit from doing music, but still one of my good friends, and miss her like crazy. What happened to the boat party? As soon as COVID's over and everything starts to work properly, I will put together a proper boat party. I think it's a great idea still. We talked about it. It's just until I can plan it properly, this is not the time to do it, obviously.
Yeah, Drew Fan 9 knows, like, I get a little scared that in doing covers that, in a situation like you mentioned there, you end up getting famous for a cover and then people don't listen to your original music, which is the reason why you want to be a band, is to write original songs. So covers have to be chosen in strategic ways, but I guess that's like a small fear in the back of my head that maybe a cover would do better than any of my original songs, and then I'll be stuck doing a cover at every show because everyone wants to hear the cover and they don't actually want to hear my original material. So that's like a weird artist fear in my mind.
I mean, lots of bands have it's not
like it's a bad thing.
Scary to say, because the truth is that a good cover can really help you get somewhere as well. So it works both ways. So we've done them. We'll still do them. Like I'm always constantly, oh, that's a good cover. That's a good cover. It's just right now is not the time. We don't have the time to do it. And it's working with Napalm. Napalm isn't pushing us to go like, hey, we should get covers out right now. They're like, let's work this record. They seem really confident about it. We seem really stoked. You guys all seem pretty stoked about these two new tunes. So
Kat has an in for the boat party in Bristol if we ever want to make it happen.
Nice. Boat party in Bristol. What was it? The Thekla?
Yeah, that boat was so cool. They had a venue inside of a boat, guys.
Yeah,
it was so
cool.
Yeah. And BYOB, glad you like that one. We had mixed reviews about it. Some of our people on our team were very not into our version of BYOB, but I felt like it went over really well.
Our manager. Our manager's friends with them, so he was like, "Oh, I don't know, guys." Like,
our publicist didn't like it either.
No,
remember?
No, I don't remember that.
I lost touch with Accent. I pretty much only spent 2 days with her. One day we recorded the song, and the other day I went to visit her on her music video set. But other than that, we didn't really hang out as much as I would have loved. But I'm not sure what she's up to now. I know there was a person online impersonating her for a long time that I ended up talking to, and I thought it was her, and then I realized it wasn't.
Catfish!
I got catfished!
Man, we've watched every single episode. While Sky was doing the effects for Bystander, she watched every single episode and season because it was
just on in the background.
It was just on the background while she's doing effects, so we could just listen and laugh at everybody. And we watched a lot of Catfish. Man.
We did.
It was a lot. And I was doing practicing tattooing at the time.
So let's do a little, refresher here, guys. For anyone new that's joining the chat today, this is Matt. My name's Sky. We're from the band Sumo Cyco. As you know, that's why you're here. And today we released a brand new song called No Surrender off of our new record called Initiation. Initiation is coming out May 7th. It's just around the corner, guys. So if there's anything you do after watching this, please go to sumocyco.com and pre-order that record right now. There's different ways you can get the record. We got CD, we got vinyl, different kinds of vinyl. We have an orange vinyl, we have a napalm vinyl. We also have this book.
We got stuff.
No, I just want to say, I know you got a question to answer. We have a book, guys. We just Francesca Ludicar, who some of you guys know, really put her heart and soul with me into this book, and it's going to be super, super cool. It's going to be 8x8. 28 pages, and it's going to have the CD on the inside, and it's going to be filled with a ton of cool images and stuff about the story, the gangs, band photos, pinup photos. It's going to be great. So
Anna's never watched Catfish? Man, you got to watch that shit. That stuff will suck you in.
You know what? Don't watch it because it'll suck you in, and then you won't be able to stop watching it.
Yeah, it's actually the same show. If you watched one episode, you've seen them all.
Jay Gregory was asking why you don't play more string guitars, 7 or 8 string guitars.
Going the 7 and 8 string guitar route. That's why I tune my guitar to a sharp and low. It's mainly when we're going into these low registers, strings get, no matter how thick a gauge, they still get a little wonkier to me. And I like to bend strings. I like to do some stuff. I come from an old school thing that 6 strings works just great for me. So all I do is tune my guitar a lot lower, use heavy gauge strings. So I'm playing in drop it A sharp basically. So it's very low. I just don't need to have the 8 strings. It's like when something ain't broke, you don't fix it.
Yeah. Oh, Brian says I didn't mention the golden ticket. I should re-up you guys. So there's a video hosted on our Facebook, on Napalm's YouTube. And this is a contest that involves the Die Hard edition vinyl. So this is like the ultimate vinyl. It's got the most colors, like purple, yellow, and pink. It looks really cool. It comes with a signed Polaroid that is going to be from the band. And then if you get your Die Hard edition, it comes with 2 extra bonus tracks. So it's like the Supreme version. You get it after the record releases, gets delivered to your house. You're like, this is great. I can't wait to put this record on. You look at the Polaroid, and 4 out of the 300 issues of Die Hard are going to have the golden Terranaut on the Polaroid. And if you get one of those, you win a prize pack from us that is based around one of our 4 clubs or gangs, which comes with like a signed drum skin with original art, memorabilia from our music videos. We've got these cool like big patches that come with it. Like, it's a pretty sweet prize pack. So if buying the Die Hard edition isn't like enough incentive to you because it's just such a cool vinyl, you also get the chance to win one of these 4 original prize packs. And good to know for you guys, the Napalm Records store has a UK / like Europe version and a North American version. So when you go there, make sure you're on the right store depending on where you live, because the shipping will be better for you that way.
You missed 8,000 questions.
Well, we can scroll down if you want.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
So yes, Francesca's super talented, and she's been working really, really hard on this book for us. We've literally been working on this book for
guitar?
years. I can play, but not play. Like, I can songwrite, I can do power chords
better than guitar.
But I'm not practiced in guitar. I've been practicing piano a lot though. And
the chorus, you can play the chorus of Bad News.
Yeah. I was actually thinking maybe Matt should teach me some more stuff on guitar when we have more time.
I thought that's anyway.
That's what I do want to do for one of our songs. I'm thinking I want to learn how to play it. Yeah, and who wants to change 8 strings all the time? David's saying.
That's what my answer should have been right from the start. I'm too low, and I don't like to change more strings.
Yes. Cats, I need to buy a vinyl player just for this beautiful vinyl. I know. I've heard so many people say that, but Matt and I recently
should be like licensing out to a vinyl company. We should be selling our own record player, Sumo Cyco record player.
That'd be sick, man.
Oh, man.
That's a
Some
good
of the things
idea.
we're not thinking about ahead of time.
Yeah, but it's true that a lot of people are getting more into vinyl, and to me, it's such a cool way to have a piece of memorabilia from a band and really support them, because buying like something like a physical vinyl is going to be like a super cool collector's item, because a lot of bands do limited editions of like certain colors. And on top of that, by buying a vinyl instead of like a CD or a digital version, you're getting like this, the art is way bigger, it's like more impressive. It's just, I don't know, there's something about vinyl. I see why people love it.
The studio version of Permanent Holiday. Yeah, well, that would go with the question of if we drop any old stuff onto a CD. I think we actually did do that once, but most likely in a year or 2 from now, if everything runs smoothly and we get a gap,
we might reissue some
if
stuff.
Napalm drops us and they don't have control of like what we should be putting out. Not that they don't, we want to be with them, but if we want to just put stuff out, I'll eventually probably remix some stuff and put it out, including that song.
Yeah, it's just more of like, you guys have to realize, like, when you build up to a moment like this where we're going to put out a record, which happens for us like every 3 years or something, which is a long time, all our efforts go into this one thing. We're not thinking about like older material because we're just so excited to finally get new stuff out to you guys. So it's a little bit on the back burner.
Have you heard anything from Till Linderman from Rammstein? It's his solo project music. No, that's cool. I didn't know that existed. I'll check that out. Discovering
Zongenheim is saying that they're starting a new project but don't have a vocalist. What would be your advice? Well, you need to get a vocalist if you want a vocalist, or you could do instrumental music. That's up to you.
You'll never make as much money if you just do instrumental.
But
not that I'm saying it's all about money, but instrumental.
You need to put yourself out there. So
you need a singer.
Yeah, everywhere. Kijiji. I don't know if you have Kijiji where you live, or like Craigslist, or using the internet, or putting even ads. You could pay doesn't need to be a lot of money. You could pay like $50 or $100, and you could make sure you target a bunch of singers out there. Or you could go onto YouTube, look up singers that you admire who are just like doing covers or doing things, and then message them and see if they're interested. Could be something to try.
Have you tried singing yourself? Sometimes the best way in this day and age to get things done is just do it yourself. And if you hear what you're thinking is supposed to be there, you might be able to mimic it if you just practice hard enough or go for it. And you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It's something to think about.
Holly says, hey guys, do you have any advice for getting noticed as a new band on social media? Well, the main thing is I like to say one of the biggest hurdles bands have is they put so much energy and time and effort into their music, which as it should be, but they leave any of the marketing / imaging / videos as like an afterthought, that it's like, oh, yeah, I do have to come up with a single cover or like a video for this. And that isn't thought about in the same
hi Nagy
detail as putting together music. And you have to kind of balance the both, because what good is the most amazing song you've ever written if nobody ever heard it, right? So you have to think promotion is just as equally, and if not in some cases in the business side of things, more important.
We actually back in the day, we used to say, I had a quote that a lot of people hated me for in the music industry, because I think it was like, we always talk about this. For a long time I started going, it's not, people used to say it's quality over quantity, and I started saying the opposite. I was like, oh no, it's not quality over quantity, it's quantity and quality.
Yes. Well, so if you think about the quality in the right spots.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you obviously don't want a bad project, but if you are so worried about your project being so perfect that you're not actually promoting it or you're not getting it out there. I know people that are writing records for the past 10 years or 5 years. Oh, they're perfecting their thing. And then I'm going to get it out. And then I'm going to do this. If you listen to our recordings, they're shitty, the earlier ones. Some of them are not great. I didn't know what I was doing half the way I do now. And even now, I'm still getting messages. Videos. I get messages now. People are like, this is a shitty mix or that sucks. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If I like the song, I think the song is strong. We think we write some good stuff. We know we have some people that care about us. The only way it's going to get out and I'm going to get better is by putting it out and finding out what I did wrong and then making the next one better. So it's really scary.
Use the internet as your sounding board. Use it to learn. Don't feel like you have to hide everything you do until you're like ready to bloom. It's like bloom in front of the audience. Like, show them your process. Show the steps that you make that are mistakes. And that's why we're not afraid to do like indie kind of look B-movie style things, because it's what we could afford and what we could do at the time. We didn't let that hold us back. And think about it in this way. Use the quality in places where it counts, like your authenticity, your music, your songwriting. That's where it really counts. The quality of your camera, the fact that you're just taking cell phone videos or posting this, like, that doesn't need to be some glossy looking Hollywood film. You just need to grab your cell phone and document what you're up to. Like, that stuff isn't as important to be quality as much as it is quantity, to let people know what you're about and who you are, and then save the quality stuff for like the moments where you want to write like the best song you've ever written. You know what I mean? So it's finding the balance, because you only have so many hours in a day. So you have to think about.
And I also believe in just trust yourself, like trust your instincts, and don't be afraid to let something go. Like, again, I think some people will be like, oh, this is the best song I've ever written, so everything's got to be right before I get it out. And then it's like 2 years later, you haven't done anything with it, or you haven't got it out. And I'm like, do you know how many more songs you're going to write? Or how many more music videos you're going to make? Like, more. As much as you might think that was the one, it's just like, dude, you're going to make more. Or, and it's really one of those headspace.
I can't tell you
into that. That's what we do.
I can't tell you how many times I thought that the song that I just written was going to be the one that was just going to blow out of the water and everyone was going to love it. It's happened to me so many times. And the fact that I've even gotten to where I've gotten is that I just keep going, you know what? That didn't work. On to the next. Just keep going. Keep going.
Well, they got us to here. We just keep writing songs.
Just
and we
step
keep
by step.
Meeting people and having a good family that supports us and works with us and appreciates the music that we're making. And I think that there's a niche. This is the other big thing that I think that people don't realize is, if you're a musician and you're up and coming or you're starting your stuff, there is a market for every single type of music out there. So no matter how many fucking people hate us on Napalm right now, there's a bunch of these elitists. There's, if you go to our video, for instance, there's 10,000 likes on that video and there's about 15 or 1,600 dislikes. Of course there are. But if you average that to say 10 people, that means 7 of those people enjoyed what they saw. And it's the same with whatever you do, country, hip hop, whatever it is. If you put it out there, you're going to have a handful that don't like it and like a small maybe majority here. But those people, if they get they connect with you, right?
Minority.
The minority, those people, they jump on board, and then you start finding these little people here and there, and it becomes something special. And when it becomes something special, you have something way more powerful than just like a, putting something that's like a one-hit wonder out there that might do well for a year and then you're not noticed anymore. You become a family, and that's a really important way to think about it,
Yeah. I like this question by Joss. It said, how do you get full band shots on camera that he knows we make our own videos and wonders how's that happen?
We use one extra person, or we work out like a camera movement, such as a crane. We can actually let a crane fall by itself if you figure out where it's going to land. We also have Sky bought this really cool little
machine. It's like a little rolling machine that just rolls like a robot along.
Literal electrical pans for us, so it's like does a pan. But most of the time, Francesca Ludicar is our backup, like our fifth member of the band. She comes on with us when we do videos and stuff. And when I'm not directing, or when Sky's not directing, or when she's not doing the camera work, I'm not doing the camera work, Fran is our go-to. Of like,
and we've
this
also
is what we need, Fran, and
literally for No Surrender just worked with a brand new guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paul Maxwell.
We were talking about Paul earlier. That's the first. This is the first time we've used Paul that was involved in this. He hooked us up.
And that's why the video is in such amazing resolution and this super high quality, because Paul had access to get that kind of like HD camera. And so we kind of took a gamble with it and tried it for this video. I think it looks nice.
Yeah, we were trying to do this performance thing, so we really wanted to make sure the band looked really clean and tight, and I thought it turned out really good.
I want to just address this. So the American Scream just asked, are there any songs for your solo career, Sky, that you dislike or aren't really behind? There's something that we have
Cheers, Maxwell.
Always kind of balanced, right? I'm never, ever afraid or dislike any of my history. It's made me who I am. But what does annoy me a little bit is bringing it up every single where I look, where it feels like it's like, an outfit you wore like 15 years ago that someone keeps saying, oh, I loved you in that outfit. And you're like, yeah, but I don't own it anymore. And I'm wearing other things now. Like, it's just a little bit harping on a nostalgia, which I understand. A lot of people, music is very based in nostalgia. If you have a song that you listen to that you went through something in your life, it'll always stand by you. And that's why bands, I think,
what's up, Fritz?
All over the place. If you bring up a band, if you want to talk to a band and you tell them, oh man, I love that huge hit you put out 10 years ago, that will never resonate with someone as much as if you tell a band you like the latest thing that they did. Because the band themselves, if you have to think where their mind is at, their mind is in the most recent. That stuff is stuff that they've done in the past. So they're always trying to either live up to it or try something new or try to evolve. And so bringing back past always drags you back into that moment. So just think about it as anything in your life. If every time you wanted to talk to somebody about what you're going through now and they just brought up stuff that you went through like 10 years ago, you're like, but I'm actually talking about what I'm doing now, not as much about what I'm doing 10 years ago. So I honestly love that people love what I've done in the past, but it's not as much of what I'm passionate about right now. I always look to the future, harping on the past and looking at things that happened or didn't happen or songs I should have released or whatever. It's not really going to get me further in my life. So that's kind of how I feel. I don't hate anything I've done. When people say, oh, can you cover a song now? I'm like, would you take your drawing that you did when you were like, or whatever it was from when you were 14 and like hold that up and show everybody like that's what we want to do now? No, you've evolved, you've changed, you've become the person you're meant to be. So that's how I feel about it. So I'll just say that.
You've been telling us that over and over again.
Sorry. I'm just trying to get it through.
It's like, that's how I feel about it. Okay, you said that 6 times.
Sky, you're a much better director than Tim Burton.
Whoa.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe because you're saying that Henry Selick did a lot of the work. So maybe that's...
yeah. People don't know that Nightmare Before Christmas was directed by Henry Selick.
Henry Selick.
And watch the documentary that they put on Netflix about it, because Tim Burton created the artwork and the conceptual drawings.
He's the visionary.
He's a visionary. But Henry Selick, and if you like movies like Coraline, which Henry Selick also did, you'll know that Henry Selick is a very, very skilled, amazing stop motion animation director. And
I love Paranorman.
That Nightmare Before Christmas would not be the same without him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, we're getting off on a tangent.
It wouldn't be. There wouldn't be a Nightmare Before
No, there would
Christmas
not be. Henry Selick.
He made that film. Although Tim's awesome still.
But I did have a bad experience at the new Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I remember that.
Yeah, Matt got us kicked out of the theater. Yeah, because I feel like I have to tell the story now. Because we waited in line.
Bye, Lydia.
Bye, Lydia. We're big fans of.
Who's Millie Manders? Do you know Millie Manders?
No. We're big fans of obviously Tim Burton and Alice in Wonderland. Like, who does not love Alice in Wonderland? So I was super stoked to go see the Tim Burton version. We actually waited in line at the movie theater to see it. We're so excited. And then as soon as they open the doors, everyone just like rushes in. And there's no assigned seating. So everyone's just like scrambling to get chairs. And this one row had like 10 coats. You know, when people put like a million coats on being like, I'm saving all these seats.
They were in front of them. You forgot to mention that. It wasn't just in front. It wasn't
Beside
just them. It wasn't like there's a person sitting here and then they had 10 coats holding it. It was like 10. And then there was somebody else on the other end. It was a bunch of kids sitting in one row. And then the row in front of them, they had put all their coats in to hold for
who knows how many
tons of people coming that they
obviously we couldn't find a seat, and we said, well, there's no more seats, we bought our tickets, like we need to sit in one of these seats, there's no one here. And they're like, no, they're for our friends, they're just not here yet. And we're like, well, we don't know if your friends are coming, and like
not in your same row.
And
10 seats, I think maximum at 1 or 2 seat save is anything is fair. I understand that.
Yes. So anyway, we sat down anyway and said, well, we'll figure it out when your friends will get here, but like right now, like this is the only place we can find, so like let's just sit here. And then they like cussed us out, the other people, and then they went and got security.
Did you just use the word cuss?
Yeah. And then,
oh my God, sometimes.
And then
they cussed us out.
And then they went and got security.
They fucking started yelling at us and giving us the finger and telling us we sucked. And we told them they sucked too. And that we had a free country. And then we're allowed to sit. And there's no saving 10 seats. Not the row before you. Nobody gets to save like that.
So needless to say, I did not get to see Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton. And then when I saw it, I was like massively like disappointed because I didn't like the fact that it was so CGI, and that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't like it either because of all this. I like CGI, but I thought it
was too reliant
compared to all the miniatures that Tim uses and all the weird, like if you look at his Batman and his Beetlejuices and all those, there's just way more real effects, like practical effects that make it look way cooler to me.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going off on a tangent here. How did this happen?
Okay, so I'm gonna do a refresh, Maddie.
Babe, you've done 2 refreshes.
I know, but I'm just not sure they're the same people.
They're the same. You can see the names.
There's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do it because it's proper promotion. I keep seeing updates of people saying how many views the video has.
That's fine.
Have you checked it recently? I feel like I haven't checked it recently. If you guys want to go with us, everyone do this at the same time. We'll get 100 views at once.
Does it work like that?
I think so. If everyone rewatches it. So check Napalm Records Instagram channel and click on the video.
Oh, it's over 10,000.
13,000. That's amazing. Thanks, guys. And why don't we just make sure we smash that like button and then just add a comment.
Smash the like button, did you say?
Yeah.
You smashed it. Can you turn the music off?
Sorry.
I heard this song way too much. I like this whole comment. Smash the button.
Yeah, a lot of people say that on the internet, honey. I think you're a little behind on that one.
Yeah, I just think it's
on the terminology.
Even use that kind of terminology. If you don't mind hitting the button, clicking it, but you gotta smash it now.
Smash it! It's with a passion, you know.
Yeah, you smash it with a passion.
So I just commented, and I'm gonna comment right now.
You know what you can do is update people to try and listen to the test drive and help us.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
That's
okay,
what you could do if you're gonna help.
So,
boy, we've been online for a while. What time is it? Oh, okay, I'll just keep letting you talk.
Okay, so
do you want a drink or something?
A drink, yes. Can you just grab me like a Pepsi? I'm just like parched. Okay, perfect. Like and subscribe. Good job. Okay. So, reminding you guys about the test drive tonight. So, like I've said before, radio is a really hard nut for Sumo Cyco to crack. Oh, where's my mind right now? It's a hard nut to crack. So this morning, we got word that we're going to be on the test drive on Sirius Octane channel tonight, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what you guys can do is you can even right now we're going to hashtag test drive and tag Sirius XM Octane, which is SXM Octane, right now on Twitter, and say, super stoked to hear Bystander tonight. Bystander's rocking. Thanks for playing Bystander. You know,
Dope Smoker
anything
says,
like that.
"Hi guys, just found out your band Napalm Records was really blown away that you did the whole video by yourselves. It's very inspiring to see people standing up for their art. Thank you, Dope Smoker. I like your name."
Yeah, it's fun doing everything ourselves. As people who've been paying attention know, it takes a little mental toll on us because we're slowly going crazy.
Peter says he smashed the like button for you.
Peter, I appreciate the enthusiasm there.
Is Bandcamp better in percentage than iTunes?
Okay, so right now it doesn't. The percentage probably is better on Bandcamp.
I think it is.
But because we're with a label right now, we have to split everything with them as well. So at the end of the day, the best thing for us and the reason why we've even gotten, you know, this far and why we've kind of moved on to doing things with the label is for promotion, because we found that, you know, as being a band for so long, it's a tough grind. And the only way that we feel like we can meet new people is to get in front of different people that we normally wouldn't in our typical, you know, posting.
We wanted to try and market a little differently.
Exactly. So one thing when it comes to buying music is if you buy it on a platform like Apple Music or Amazon Music or even Spotify, if you listen to it and favor it, it helps the algorithms to help other people discover us. And that at the end of the day is what we're trying to do, is help other people discover us. So if it shows that a lot of people are liking it on Spotify, it's going to show it to more listeners on Spotify. It shows that
it's 6 p.m. EST.
EST, yeah, Eastern Standard Time.
I know they're saying that now at 6 p.m. EST.
You could do.
It must be 6 o'clock for them.
Right. I think if you guys want to, you could do the. If it's on your mind, do the hashtag now, or wait till 6 p.m. would be ideal. But we understand you got busy lives. You can't just be around all the time to just post when you want to. I would think
that if they start posting about us on before we're even there.
But strange. It does seem strange, but from the email that I got is that there's going to be an advertisement graphic that we are supposed to post any moment.
Oh, really? Okay.
That will let people know to do it.
Somebody says that sometimes when I feel adventurous, I headbutt the like button. They don't just smash it; they headbutt it. I lost you. That's okay.
Sorry, if they really, my emails are like freaking out that I'm not writing back to people. Oh, see, I've got the graphic right here. Perfect.
You should post that, and I'm going to talk to people.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm in charge now. Let me see what we have. Hello from Montreal, Quebec. Awesome. Love Montreal. Good town to party in. Never sleeps. Make my neighbors hear your music all the time. Thank you, Poetic Dreams Designs. That's awesome. Are we going to get more weekly videos on Napalm? What, are we not doing weekly videos pretty much? I think we're giving you guys stuff. Napalm kind of has been posting stuff a lot. We're giving...
Did you guys like the vocal cover? Or
we did a vocal cover. Sky did a vocal sing through. I did a playthrough on our channel, but they still reposted it. You know, they're doing their thing. I don't know. We'll be doing as much content as we can get out, we do, you know? That's how we promote the thing. Oh, it's just 3 hours. No problem. We've been on here for 3 hours? Oh, it's 3 hours before they have to wait. I gotcha. Hi, Matt. Hello, Matt. Hey, Brian. Hey, Anna. Hey, Neil. What's up, Neil? Glitch. Your name is just Glitch. What's your real name? What's your real name, Glitch? Who are you, Glitch? I'm sure I've seen you before, or we met you maybe. I don't know. Hello from Sweden. This is so cool to me, or at least talking with people all over the place. Like it's really it's heartwarming and it's flattering to know that there's people around the world that are digging the band. Thank you guys. It's really cool. They're saying Not a Carrot Flower is saying vocal cover was great. We had some good people really understanding what Sky's trying to do and like liking her vocals, and then we had some haters, and that was pretty funny reading some of those ones too. I just threw up the chicken wings and top hats and chicken wings. And that's the way it goes. What's your favorite beer? I'm a simpleton. I like lagers, any kind of lager, and I will just drink as many of them as are put in front of me. Napalm is an amazing label, so great you are with them. They are a very cool label, lots of cool bands. We're happy and excited to be working with somebody. Took a long time. We weren't really interested in a long time. It was our managers that decided that our management that when we talked with them and we explained where our situation was and they saw how much we had done independently, it was a question of if we wanted a label, and we'd explained, we talked to a bunch of labels, but a lot of them want major control and also want to pitch you these shitty fucking deals for major control where they're like, hey, we want to own 4 records from you and fucking have all the control and barely give you money. Like, that's how bad some of the deals were, that we were just like, this is stupid. Napalm were very fair about everything with us. They've been really good with us. Anyway, hey, I'm called. Hey, how do I pronounce that? Am I stupid?
Manure?
I'm not very good at it, but hey, Manure. There, I got your name right, hopefully. Sorry. My name is Matt. It's so simple compared to some people.
It's vowels. Instead of calling you Matt, they would call you mate or something because it's like an A versus an A.
Mate. Yo, what's up, mate?
On how to pronounce vowels.
Matt, how involved is the band, not just Sky, on the scripts of concepts for albums and videos? The band. I'm not gonna lie about this. The boys are awesome. They don't live with us. I don't write with them half the time. They just play the shit out of it, and they do good jobs of. They're good drummer, good bass player. So whatever I write and put forth for them, they play, and they support the band, and they come out and tour their ass off, and they help sell merch, and they're family. We don't write together as much. I don't even write with Sky that much. Right
as far
away.
As the music.
As far as the music goes, when I'm first starting, a lot of the music,
is in here.
Kind of up in my little brain. Some of it, people hate, so it's not like it's a great brain, but I like working with other people, but I don't like being slowed down, and I don't like things taking.
Sometimes when you have a vision, long. You just have to go to the vision. Yeah.
So Sky's the same way with her videos. She has these visions that are even more intense than what I might have sometimes. So I just kind of go like, oh, I got to step back, just let her do this. And once she gets kind of, and it's similar to me, once we get a frame, then she does all the painting, So it's like, it's same with me. Like I'll write an instrumental, I'll put a bunch of ideas together and I'll throw them at Sky and she'll go, yo, like, I don't like this. I do like this. Let's change this. Then we'll sit down. She'll write melodies. Sometimes I won't like some stuff. I'll ask her to try something different. And then we'll send it to the guys and we'll go, hey, look at, what do you think of this? Do you like this? And most of the boys are always happy with everything, but they don't sit and actually write in a studio with me at the time. Nobody does. I'm just kind of by myself trying to create riffs and come up with stuff that I think because I'm like a big fan of like trying to come up with stuff that's always catchy and not so show-offy about how amazing we are as musicians. I'm not writing music trying to impress musicians. I think a lot of musicians do. I think a lot of bands out there are so into trying to prove how fucking technical they are that they forgot that we're trying to listen to music in a whole, like a great song, And so I'm in that head frame of really trying to write these riffs that are catchy but not too complicated. I want people to play them. I know I love bands that I could just be like, oh, I love that fucking riff. I just want to learn it. And so I try to write like that, is like what riffs are really the catchiest. Also, what will work live. I hate writing a riff that I can barely move around. Like I got to just stand there. That's stupid. That's not what our band's about. So I'll cut riffs out and throw things away if it's getting too complicated, just because I can't, like live, I'm going to have to put my foot up and just stand like I'm a statue to play that. And that to me is not, it's not. So I think these ways, and then Sky comes in and thinks that way about things. And she's like, oh, that's too crazy. That's too crazy. That's great crazy. That's bad crazy. And that's kind of how we collaborate. And the boys, they stick with us all through the videos. They know that we put a lot of energy into making sure we build the sets. Oscar was just with me like last week building a set with me. They put in their time that they can. They also have to live their own lives too. So it's a little harder for them to always be here, especially during lockdown with COVID. So long story short, we're a good family. We love those guys. They were but I'm not going to lie that they definitely don't write the main meat and potatoes of what we do right now. Greetings from a new fan in Netherlands. Can't wait for the vinyl to arrive. One Ball Wonder. That's great.
What?
His name's One Ball Wonder. Or that's what he goes by. But hey, nice to meet you. Do you speak a little French since you're in Ontario?
Un petit peu.
Yes, Trozy, say more good things about him. He's an amazing human being. He's good looking. Chicks love him. I don't know what else you want from him. He loves video games. He plays good drums. He works really hard. He has great work ethic. That's what I love about him is that, there's times I say this to, newer bands and stuff, like when people go, how do you stay on the road and not kill each other? Lots of bands have problems with that. We are a tight family. We don't fight. We really get along well. And it's because we respect each other properly and we work hard. So like those guys see how hard Sky and I work. So they put up just as much effort when it comes to helping sell merch, comes to help moving gear, getting everything right. So they're a big part of the puzzle. That's for sure. And Charles Oscar recorded on the album, or was Matt recording all the music? I record a lot of this stuff. So there's a lot of me and then there's the boys as well. So it's kind of an amalgamation. I'm an amalgamator. It's like the way I write is like it has to be, what's the word? It's like I don't really care how it's done. It just has to get done so it sounds awesome and then we can go play it live. So that's why if you listen to us live, you'll hear different things happen live than you would on the recording because, I'll bring it to Trozy and be like, hey, like we go live and I don't want it to be just 2 bars here. We're going to have to do 8 bars and then you're going to do a drum fill here. And then, so there's a lot of things we don't do the same on recording that we do live, which I've always said is a big sell to me so that you're not getting the exact same thing. I go see bands that, play solely to track and they have no, they got their whole thing going where it's like super pro, but I'm like literally just listening to the CD turned up to 10 and there's not much more going on there. And I'm the other way around where I'm like, I want this to be, you got to, you heard the CD, let's go see the show because it's a lot different, the songs are this much longer, there's much more things going on, so lots of room to move,
Okay, I did that post, yo.
Oh yeah, song with Ginger would be cool. Yeah, they're a great band. Those guys, I love them so much. Roman and I got real tight. They all did. They all got super tight with me. I love them.
Remember that time that I tried to jump into I was so trashed.
Oh yeah, that one time. I remember the one time they came back. They brought you back from their tour bus because you couldn't walk back from the tour bus. I remember them carrying you.
We were having a dance party, okay?
It was like 5 a.m. or something. And anyways, just discovering music this week from a random video that popped up on my feed. How do I go back to that? This is moving so quickly now. Oh, I wanted to finish this. Could you make this pull down? Because I'm terrible with your thing. Thanks. Just going to deep diving into the week. I'm loving your music. Added all of it to my playlist. Jwag. Jwagg. Jwag. Anyways, thank you. That's awesome. I'm glad. I love reaching new people. Sky loves reaching new people. She's a little sucked into doing some PR because of the fact that we have a lot going on today. But I mean, it's amazing to see so many people hang out and asking questions. And man, we can talk way too long sometimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so let's do like a last call for questions. I'll finish this up and I'll be involved. One second.
Yeah, do your thing. I found your music in like 2014 after wondering what Sky was up to after Barbie Diaries. Loved your music and everything you do ever since. How do you learn how to do harsh vocals? Okay, so quickly, I'll because she's
tell them about how bad I was at the beginning.
Sky couldn't do harsh vocals when she first started in the band, and there was no
Ginger.
There was no bands doing well, it's not that there was no bands, it's just that it wasn't something she had thought that she was going to go down that road at first.
Right.
She just started singing and she was like, I want to do this rock band, but she liked Benji Webb from Skindred and he does growly stuff. So if you listen right from the start, she had these like raws that she would still throw in a bit.
And the Animal Alpha reference.
Yeah, and the Animal Alpha. So she would throw them in a bit, but she never really pushed like I'm full on screaming on stuff. And it wasn't, I think, till we started doing some tours that she just, the more she played live, the more she started yelling and screaming like on her own. It just started coming, especially because we were playing with a lot of heavy bands, like we went on tour with, I think it was like the Butcher Babies, and these 2 girls were just like going off and Sky was like, whoa. And, it's just one of those things where we just were like, the more we amalgamated into the scene, the more we played more music, the more we appreciate screaming vocals, and the more Sky started doing it. And it's like I do screaming stuff for us, but it's like I try to push her actually even over me, and I've been told not to. I've been like told from people, oh, it'd be better if you do the screams and Sky doesn't even bother. And I'm like, you're crazy. If this girl, everybody has their own way of doing things. She doesn't scream like a guttural growl. She's not in, it's more of a punky, what do you call it? Scratchy, punky, raspiness.
Like a high
Yeah,
screaming.
she does her thing, and the more she's been developing, the more I'm falling in love with it more. I'm like, she's really learning how to control it well. She's finding it. When she first started doing it, it was hard to the ear. I was like, oh, there's totally something, but she's really got this nice girth starting to happen, and it's taken time. But one of the biggest things is learning not to damage your voice. That's the biggest thing. If you're asking about that, is when she first started, she was trying to learn. She already knew great vocal technique, so she's never had a problem. She never uses in-ears. That's the other thing that nobody probably knows, but a lot of people might think is impressive if you understood what it's like. Most people are using in-ears on those stages. Sky doesn't feel very connected to the crowd, so she would rather sing sometimes even a little flat, sometimes or be off sometimes, to be connected to the crowd and enjoy that scene more. So I try to convince her all the time, let's put some earbuds in there and you'll just sound so perfect. And she's like, "Flop perfect. I want to rock." So I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I've followed that. That's been her motto when we started this thing. I've been following it ever since. And I'm kind of like basically cleaning up the mess behind when she goes nuts live. And I'm just like, make sure the band's tight, make sure everything's right. But she's, she just keeps pushing her vocals in different ways. And some people can really appreciate it, and some people are just whack about it. But I'm behind her. I think it sounds great what she's doing. So the biggest thing is don't hurt your voice. Learning how to sing from your throat or from your gut, not using your throat. And there's this what's like a false scream that you can learn. We call it a false scream. And it's like a. Can you show what a falsy scream?
I haven't warmed up at all today.
But
hi, what's up, everybody? Let's talk like this.
So
it's not really screaming, but it's like
there's like a bite to it.
It's almost like hi. It's just trying to use a lot of grit that's sitting in the back of your throat,
and letting the microphone do some of that work instead of being like full on screamo, like as hard as you can. There's ways to do it. So there's a vocal coaches out there. YouTube does one. What's her face? We always talk about her. What's her name? The Zen of.
Screaming. Oh, Melissa Cross. Yes.
Melissa Cross. You can check that out if you really want to know.
Sorry, guys. I was on my phone. I was just promoting the Sirius Octane thing on Twitter and Facebook. It'll give you the hashtags you need to tweet and what the Sirius XM handle is. So if you guys could do that around 6 p.m.
You were talking about that band.
Yeah.
Came across a band called Hot Milk from the UK. It would be cool to see you guys play together. Now, Sky yesterday was like, "Oh, this band Milk, blah, blah, blah. That would be a cool band." And I was like, "Milk Teeth? Is that who you're talking about? I'm not sure who you're talking about."
It was Hot Milk, but they're very more like pop punk kind of vibe.
That's why you were talking about them, and I thought you were talking about Milk Teeth because I kind of listened to it a little bit. I'm like, I don't pay attention sometimes.
For some reason, the word milk and teeth, I find both of those words are being used a lot.
It's so weird how it happens. Bands just start, and it's like, oh, that's cool. I've seen milk so much right now. It's ridiculous.
And I've seen teeth a lot, too.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Legs was playing in that band, Teeth, and then there was something else. Teeth, Sharp Tooth reminds me of Teeth. There's a lot of teeth.
Bear Tooth.
Teeth.
Fangs.
Fangs, teeth, tooth.
You know what? I'll tell you what. There's a good band to check out. There's a band called Fangs, FANGZ, out of Australia, and I really like that rock band. I think they've got some cool rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. You guys are literally the best.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, I seemed a little disconnected on my phone, but you know how it is. Release days, we have work to do as well. Who came up with the
name? That was definitely Sky. I mean, myself, bouncing back and forth. I actually was against it. I'm still against. To this day,
the band name.
I always say, we'll see how far we get with this band name, because I still think it's a weird marketing strategy, but I love the band name.
For instance, if someone hears the name Sumo Cyco, do they, without seeing any
Some
pictures,
people don't even know how to spell
without any, music, what does that word or phrase make you think of? And that's the perfect band names are band names like Metallica, because without even seeing a picture, without hearing the music, you already know you're going to get a metal band. It's just in the name, right? But it's I was trying when I came up with Sumo Cyco of how to describe our sound.
I understand, and I liked it. I wouldn't have said yes if I didn't like it enough. I just said that I think it's going to be a marketing strategy in some ways, because I think some people can't even spell, or they don't look at psycho, CYCO, and see psycho. They don't even know that word, that's psycho. They say sicko or what was that one? Kaiko. I've heard Kaiko. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, how is this hard to put together? But it's those kind of little things. So when you ask the question, she was the one that pushed that all the way through.
Yeah, that's what I was totally thinking about. I was like, what is something that you can't miss?
I wanted Dynasty, like Dienasty, but you would say it like Dynasty. The band's called Dynasty, but it's really Dynasty. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I thought that was a sell.
Yeah. Dynasty.
But you'd say like Dynasty.
Yeah.
That's, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, you didn't go for it then.
Yeah. I'm not singing This Is Me. Dork Supremo. Thought you were Japanese when I first saw your band name. Yeah, see, that's the thing is
that's another reason why I brought it
when
up.
we first brought the record to Japan, they're like, well, you're using like a Japanese word. Obviously, sumo is associated with sumo wrestling, and in Japan is a very, like respected, very important part of their culture
thing, and we thought that was cool.
We think of it as like an ode to the fact that they are very powerful, strong, like the whole sport of sumo wrestling isn't like inspiring as something that is like really to us very cool. And so, but I think it can get lost in translation because they thought it maybe sounded like I was trying to pander to their market because
he's saying I'm stealing Dynasty. See how he wrote it? Even that looks cool. Dynasty. That would look great on the back of the jacket.
Maybe we'll have a band name change in like
now that I said
years.
that, somebody's going to use it for sure. I'm surprised there isn't a band already called that. It's a perfect rock and roll American band name.
Unfortunately, Aaron, the diehard editions are not going through our hands. They're all being shipped out of Europe. So we can't actually sign the actual art. This is where logistics come into play, and that's why we're signing all the Polaroids, sending them over there, and then they're going to distribute them out. For them to ship all of the diehards to us and then ship them all the way back to send out to you guys is going to be
I'm hungry.
A lot of money and import charges that is just not going to make sense. So that's why
any plans for more acoustic
if
stuff?
you want a signed vinyl, you have to get the orange transparent one that's sold on our store because we're going to be having those in our hot hands.
Any plans for more acoustic stuff? Yeah, eventually, but not right now. That's once we get
actually I have something planned for No Surrender coming up in a few weeks.
Not even. It's probably like in a week and a half.
But that's all I'll say.
But you know what? You just threw it out there now. You've already said it sort of. So it's like you better pull this off because you're on the fence with it. You keep saying you're like, I don't know if I want to or not.
Yeah, Aaron, sure. If you want to try to mail it back and forth once you got it, or hopefully by the time you get it, we'll only be a few months away from actually playing shows and you can bring it to a show and I'll sign it for you there. And then you'll be able to get the whole band and have an experience at a show as well.
A couple of weeks ago, I was listening to Baby Metal and other kawaii metal bands. You guys showed up in the feed. Absolutely fell in love. We felt, oh, that's awesome. We showed up in their feed. That's amazing.
I love so much, like, one of my favorite Japanese acts is Sim. I also really like Maximum the Hormone.
Yeah, Maximum the Hormone is like
there's some really cool stuff like rock and roll from
that's an influence
Japan.
For me,
so like I would love to get over there again because I used to go all the time with my solo music to Japan. Love it there.
Do you have COVID masks? Do we have any on the store right now?
We have youth sizes, so that would fit like a face my size, but not quite a face. This handsome size.
This youthful face? You won't fit my youthful face? Fuck you. I'm just, what are you saying? I got a fat face?
No, I'm just saying.
I just play it.
Anyway, I like my masks to sit pretty tight and it's like a little smaller, but it's like made for like, I guess, teens or like preteens kind of sizing. So we have those, but if you want the bigger like adult size, we're in the midst of getting some more made, but
they're going to be like this. They're going to cover your whole face and you're not going to be able to walk properly.
Crossfaith, another awesome band. Yeah. Cool. Good, Steven. You know, we're finally weeding out those trolls, eh? Just killing them with kindness. Death Note had me introduced to Maximum.
Oh, he's like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Sweet, yeah.
Love from the Netherlands. Yes, Dirk. Thank you.
Cool.
Half of us are OG M8. Calm down.
Yeah, maybe I'll.
What does that mean? What's OG M8?
Well, original gangster.
What's M8 mean?
Danny? I don't know. What does M8?
What's M8 mean? I know what OG means, but what's M8?
Okay.
And of course we
Anna,
will.
I might do a makeup tutorial for the No Surrender look because I feel like my makeup.
Oh, mate! Mate, of course, mate!
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
I feel like I didn't get enough close-ups of my eye makeup in the live performance scene, so I might just have to do a makeup tutorial to just show off the idea I came up with that from that look.
They're all correcting me now. I figured it out before any of you wrote this.
We actually played a show with Finger 11 way back in the day.
No, a couple shows. We played with them at Mod Club like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it feels like a long time ago.
Our second show we ever played, our second show we ever played was with them at way out north. And then about more like 4 years ago or something, we played when Ken was still in the band. So about 3 or 4 years ago, we played with them at Mod Club.
Cool.
Heard of the band Rise Among Rivals?
No, I haven't. It will feel weird being in a room with people. I think I'll still have like the instinct to like recoil at handshakes. You know what I mean? Like where like
you will. I have trouble right now, even when we barely break our bubble, but like when I do see somebody, like for instance, when I was with Oscar, we were trying to do our distance, but I kept wanting to give him a hug goodbye. And I was it was actually him that was like, whoa. And somebody else that was around recently was like, I could feel them distancing because I wasn't thinking about it. And I was like,
right.
Oh, like, so I don't think I'm guessing I'm one of those like, yo, what's up? Let's do this. But I could see how you also being the singer of the band, Sky, when she gets sick, it screws us huge. So the very last tour we were ever on before this whole thing started, we honestly believe Sky actually got COVID in America before we got home because it was the worst sickness we ever had on tour. It
was terrible. For a few days, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to get through this
tour. Come across your channel a few days ago. I watched a lot of Nuclear Blast on YouTube, so the promotion is definitely working. Love the music autoplay for it means napalm, but that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, it is going to be weird a little bit. Yeah. Like I want to be as personable with people as possible, but until I feel like everywhere the vaccines have really rolled out, like it's still going to feel weird. So I'm hoping that by the time we get out there, it'll be like most certain that most people have been vaccinated.
Lacey
but we'll
Sturm,
see.
Do you know
Strum.
who that is?
Yeah, she sings in I'm drawing a blank. Flyleaf.
Oh, cool. I love that band.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's a good call, Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Flyleaf. They went through 2 singers, right? That's the first or the second singer?
No, that was their first singer, their original singer.
That's the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
But they have a different one now.
Sick.
Yeah, but they have a different one now, right?
I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen them for a while.
It's got to be weird if you Sky because you're the queen of being friendly
that's what I was saying.
Stuff at the merch stand. Yeah, we'll put her in gloves and masks.
I'm just gonna have a strict no kissing policy because there were a few times that I got a little sloppy where people just lay them on me, and I'm just like, in normal times, I'm like, you guys are pushing the line here, but in COVID times, I'm gonna be like, Kate, no more trying to sneak in kisses, guys. That's just not cool.
Oh, no worry, Blue GB. I knew you meant napalm. I understood.
Yeah.
I appreciate the love no matter what.
Yes, Lacey was the first singer. Yeah. I remember watching that band on MTV when I was making my second record. They were on all the time.
They were good. That 6th song was awesome.
Get a hazmat suit. I know. I'm going to have to come up with some gloves or something that I just wear at the merch table all the time.
Kat says we have to check out Millie Manders and the Shut Up.
Cool.
That's Kat. We're doing an interview with her in a couple weeks. That's the same Kat that I said to message. So we're
cool.
Hook you up at some point, Kat, when we're not as swamped.
Yeah, it is rude that people try to kiss, but the thing is like you realize when you're in entertainment, especially when you're playing a concert where people are jam packed together, so everyone's like super tight, and everyone's kind of intoxicated and everyone's having a good time and everyone's hands are like around each other like, hey man, that's so great, blah, blah, that you kind of realize that some people start thinking of you like they know you like really well, that they're getting in your personal space, and you're like, you know what, it's kind of sucks, but I have to like tell people, that rules still apply here. You can't just like come up, be buddy because like you seem like you know me because I was on stage, or maybe you see my videos or whatever, but like there is a little bit of personal space I like to keep around my face. And once you get in there, that's like, crossing a line. I'm like, want to be nice and everything, but no like touching this. Okay. Like still only really he gets to touch it sometimes, but even him, like, I'll just push him away.
Hazmat suit.
Yeah.
Gotta go see you in Orlando. Orlando's a party. Every time we play there, last time, Sky really had a good time in Orlando.
Oh man, Orlando was a rough night. We don't need to go into that.
She ended up in different clubs while we were still supposed to be in the club we were at. You were just partying that night.
There's probably like, if you're lucky enough, if you come on tour and see us on tour, there's probably at least 2 or 3 good Sky lets it all loose nights. And like, I'm always having a good time.
You know what? You're not lying. There's only about 3 or 4 out of a month tour, 3 to 4 nights where I'm like, this is going to be a disaster. But most of it,
the rest of it, I'm just having fun. Yeah. I'm having a couple cocktails. I'm feeling good.
It's about once a week.
But if you happen to land on one of the shows where there's like a day off, or I'm having whatever day and I decide I'm letting loose, it is a sight to behold, because I will just start getting down on the dance floor. I'll just start
dancing with anything.
Yeah.
I say anything, not just people. Anything she can find to dance with, she will.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any last questions? Because I feel like I'm starting to hit the 2-hour mark.
I feel like we've probably been talking,
covered a lot of stuff.
Bunch of extra stuff we have to do. I know there's a couple things we got still do.
Lots of shit to do today.
So I will say this: thanks so much for hanging out this long. We've had like over 100 plus people with us the whole way through. I mean, that is just a great little family to all sit together and just see a bunch of messages going. And I love seeing the numbers go up and down, and never did they get under that. And I love it. And I love the support that we're seeing from you guys. And with wholeheartedly, it means so much to us. And from us, all the people that are on here that we know, we're trying to answer anything that we're missing. We're sorry. We're just getting enough messages and we're trying to do it all. And we're meeting new people. But you're family. You're always family. You can message us personally if you want to chat with anything, or you have any questions, or.
And honestly, so many of you that I see your names come up over and over again, like, you guys have been instrumental, even if you don't know it, in helping us get to where we've gotten. The fact that you've showed up at shows, the fact that you're tweeting out about us, that you're, watching the videos, that you're showing like the industry as a whole that this is something you support and want to get behind. And it is creating a movement for us. There is I see more and more this year than ever where I feel like there's a new generation of young, especially female girls, that are getting into this genre of music. And I feel like it's the support that you guys have given to like bands like us that has really helped make it easier and like more, a better environment to be in a band like this. And I've just, you guys mean so much to us, and I don't know if you guys really know that, but you do.
Especially against the trolls. You guys standing up against anybody.
That's so cool. Whenever you guys
makes us feel so good, because could you imagine? Yeah. Could you imagine with some of the hate that we are seeing? Could you imagine if we didn't have people supporting us properly? Like, that would be really hard to hear. So thank you.
Yes. It makes all the difference that you guys are there with us through it all, and seeing the journey, from small shows where there's hardly anybody there to like getting to the point where we're like selling out venues. It's so cool that you guys have been a part of it for this whole journey. And without seeing things grow, Sumo Cyco ceases to exist, because there's only so much you can pour your money and heart and soul into something and not see it return. So the fact that you are helping make that return happen is sustaining us, like physically, emotionally, and financially. So thank you guys so much.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
So now we just need one extra support. Let Octane know that we should be on their station.
Yeah. So the next one tonight, guys, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is coming up in like 2.5 hours, is this very important tweet. And it's basically just a simple tweet that you guys just have to include the 2 things, the hashtag test drive, as well as Sirius XM Octane, which you'll see I tweeted about. I pinned it to the top. If you can listen in to the radio station and hear Bystander, would be sick. But if not, just let them know you support us, you support us being on the station and just send a quick tweet saying you like what you hear. It means so much to
And
us.
then hopefully they'll add no surrender after that. That would be amazing. And then listen, guys, share the video. Like that's the other way we're going to keep growing it like this. Just keep sharing and talking about it. Like, you know, we've got a couple more months before the record comes out. The more we can sell it, the more we can grow the band, the more we can hopefully even chart. I don't even use those words but whatever helps us go this way, you guys are helping. So we appreciate it. You guys have a lovely day. In the meantime,
yes, have a lovely day.
Time.
Watch the video a couple more times. Rock out to No Surrender a few more times.
Feel free to comment on the videos. We will still be on there commenting back to the people that we don't know. You know, we'll just be there. So all day we'll be able to be reached. Probably be back here tomorrow for all we know. I think that's what we did last time. We did like 2, did it?
Yeah.
I don't know. But we had a lot of fun with you guys. So I'm having fun now. So, you know, we love you guys and we'll see you soon. We'll see you real soon.
Thanks for the happy 10 years, Carlos. Yep. We are 100% super stoked to have made it this far. And it's all, like I said, because of you guys helping us through. So we're going to sign out, but probably we'll maybe stop in at some point tomorrow somewhere live and say hi again. And until then, have a great day. Miss you guys. Thanks for everything.
Bye. You can message us if you want. I will talk to anybody.
Bye, guys.